Hey, Dad. Still in that work shift, but doing some solar work at the bottom of the ship. I decided I wanted some company. This is stupid. Right. Deck 1 valves all seem secure. No leakages or pressure buildups. Hopefully Chekhov started on the engine room and I can get the hell out of here. Hey, Chekhov, if you find this and I'm dead, you can keep the recorder. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Oh, shit!
Monstrum. But not Monstrum 2, don't worry, you're safe. I'm talking about the good game. The funny, spooky horror game from 2015, where you're getting chased by monsters on a boat. But most popularly... Popularly? Fuck you. But most well known for its poster boy monster, the Brute. Absolutely the most recognizable part of Monstrum is this sultry, big tub of lard, and the pinnacle of the most advanced AI in horror gaming. And that's what we'll be talking about today. We will be diving into the morphology, gameplay, and the lore implications of this fat bastard. In Monstrum, the Brute preys upon the most deepest, primal fear known to man, making a big loud noise and running at you at a high speed, which for someone like me is absolutely fucking terrifying the first 15 billion fucking times. And now I just do things for fun, like get chased by 15 of them. While exploring the Hisamaru, the ship you're on, it's eerily silent until the Brute spots you, and then suddenly you're hit with this. It's a pounding beat, just like his footsteps, and there's even hints of the Brute in the OST. I gotta say, I really like it. While going against the Brute, there is plenty it will use against you to kill you while you're on the Hisamaru. Just like every other one of the monsters, the Brute will take advantage of the cameras around the map.
Hello, motherfucker!
The Brute especially benefits from the pitfalls around the map, which will get you stuck, allowing the Brute to fuck you. The Brute can often be considered the most aggressive and random out of all of the monsters, just running around the place for no particular reason. You can even sometimes hear him get pissed off about the steam that sprays off around the map. Just like the other monsters, you can use fire extinguishers against the Brute to stun him. All of this culminates into a very satisfying enemy to go up against. The Brute is extremely fun and is my favorite monster. When it comes to lore, there's not much we can go off of, considering that the lore is just notes and fucking audio logs. This is mainly due to the game compensating for the fact its monsters are randomized, so there's never really a consistent canonical monster. But there's just enough to tell us what we need to know about the Brute. With none of the audio logs blatantly showing or telling us anything about the monsters, we have to immediately read. In Note 9, Carlson writes to Fred about a hole being melted into the engine. Now, this could be simple ship problems, or it could be the massive fire guy. You tell me. However, in Note 10, Ellis writes to the injured Chekhov and Wilson about how they're smelling something burning and also hearing sounds of bloody murder. Ellis then urges Chekhov and Wilson to escape when they find the note. Now, personally, this also implies that the player is either Chekhov or Wilson. But who knows, you could be a fucking fairy for all I know. Interestingly enough, there is a very out-of-place note, which is a lab report describing two of the monster types, one of them very clearly suggesting the brute. Now, it's implied that the monsters have come from cargo brought onto the ship by the owner, Mr. Kobayashi. This could mean plenty of things. Maybe he's into human trafficking, maybe he just does wacky experiments. A lot of Monstrum is implied lore, which is hard to fully put together, but it's interesting to dive into. Now it's time to look into what I think is the most interesting part of all of this. The brute in Monstrum is this human-like creature that's burnt to a crisp. When inspecting the brute, you can see how this person has been melted into molten skin and char. Taking notice, you can see that muscle growth is expanded exponentially on the brute, with his feet melting together to become these massive stomping pads. Weirdly enough, the brute has Left 4 Dead Charger syndrome and noticeably has a jerk-off arm, his right arm morphing into this massive battering ram he can use to get through anything in his way. The brute also has one of the most imposing and striking silhouettes out of any of the monsters. With all that the brute brings to the table, you are almost certain to be able to identify him immediately, whether it's through sight or hearing him. When the brute catches you, you will be put to the chase, unless you find a quaint little hiding spot. But until then, he will hunt you down. You are nothing but meat, and the brute is gonna flatten you on his path of destruction. Before we close off, I just wanted to say thank you for watching this change in content. When I started playing Monstrum, I got so hooked to the lore of it, and I feel like it's so good and so underappreciated. There's not a lot of videos about Monstrum, at least its lore, so I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And I can't wait to make more videos about Monstrum and its deeper lore. So anyway, hope you have a good day, good night, good evening, good whatever, and I will see you in the next one.